What's up, y'all? Sean D Stewart here. I'm going to talk about selling from stage and making an offer to have a one-on-one call with you. The very first thing that is important to get is that you have to remember that you're not selling your program and you're not selling yourself as a coach. You're actually selling your call. Like, whatever that next step is that you want your prospect to take, that is what the offer is of that particular thing. There's some distinctions when you see that the offer that you're making is the call with you that will allow you to streamline the way that you design that talk and what you focus on, like with your case studies, what you focus on when you make the offer to have the call with you, how you make that the thing that you're selling. Because you're really asking somebody to give you their time, and you're selling the idea that they're going to have a powerful and transformational call that's going to help them see some next steps for them, right? You're not really selling, can you work with me? You're selling a call that can help them see next steps. That's what's important for them. They may be interested in working with you, but what's more compelling, if you're thinking about it from the prospect side, that this person is going to talk to me about working with them in their program, or this person is going to help me and give me some ideas that might be beneficial whether or not I work with them in their program, right? Clearly, the second one is more valuable. So how do we make it so that we are talking to the people in our talks when we're offering a strategy session such that a lot of those people from that call, 30, 40, 50%, want to take you up on a call? So when you know that the call is the next step, the first thing that you want to do is you want to think about case studies, like if you have some testimonials that actually talk about what it was like to have that call with you. Just think about that distinction, right? You might have a case study that is about, oh, it was amazing working in their program, their 5 steps, blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. But how much more powerful is it if a case study said, I had that one call with Sean, and that one call changed the course of my future, of my business. And it was like I would have paid for that call. It was so valuable. It changed the game for me. And it helped me to rethink the strategy and even the stories that I was telling myself. It's a no-brainer. If you get a chance to talk to Sean, you need to take him up on that. Think about that case study for a offer that is about a call versus a case study that's about your offer when it's about the call, right? You can see how that's going to get more people to convert, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing that's important if you're trying to get more people to convert from a strategy session is that you're not, the mistake people are making is not actually having urgency and scarcity be a part of the offer. You think, oh, well, when you're making an offer for something that's paid, it makes sense to say, oh, there's an event special, or it's only this amount available, or whatever the urgency and scarcity components are. But you don't often think, how do I create urgency and scarcity around a call? And the reality is that you can, right? You can say there's only 5 spots available. It's very simple, right? I only have 5 spots available. That scarcity, if you're talking to 10 or 12 people like my client was, and she says, I only have 5, versus saying, hey, jump on a call with me. Everybody has a chance to jump on a call. It's not as compelling, because it's like, okay, I can do it now, I can do it later. Everybody's, fair game to have this call. But if you say, look, this is really only for the right people, and so we only have 5 spots, and the reason is because I have a very full calendar, and I don't have the ability to, this is a very intense hour of my time that we're going to be taking to go through this, and I'm going to be doing them personally, and so I can only make space for 5 of these in my calendar. So if this is something that aligns with you, make sure that you take me up on it, right? So you've got to have that in there. I learned that lesson when I was selling tickets to an event, and I remember just being like, yo, reach out to me afterwards if you would like one. And like there was crickets, and I was like in front of like 40 people. I was like, I was supposed to sell like 10 tickets tonight. What happened? And I thought about it, I go, you know what? I didn't create any urgency or scarcity, right? And so the next talk I did, I inserted that simple move. I was like, there's only 5 available. And it was like all of a sudden I sold out of the tickets that I had, right? So it's the same thing here. In terms of scarcity, you could say something like, I usually have my coaches do this. I don't always do these calls myself. Because of the nature of the intimacy of this particular call, I've decided to personally do them, but that probably won't be the case in the future. So if you would like my personal help, make sure you set up a call. So that's where you're not just talking about there's 5 available, but the scarcity of you being like kind of the mentor, being available, is another thing that would cause people to want to take you up on it, right? So you can say, It's not always going to be the chance to talk with me personally, but you will if you decide to be one of the five. And so those are the three things that I want to highlight, that I just to sort of recap when it comes to increasing strategy sessions is number one is that you've got to sell the next step. That if the next step is offered to talk to you on the phone, sell the phone. Okay. Number two is you've got to add urgency and scarcity. There's X amount available, and I'm not always available. And something that causes people to realize the value. You might even say it's a $500 value. I've made it complimentary. That's another piece of sort of urgency, scarcity. And then the piece that I said at the beginning is that you have the wrong case studies. Like you can have a couple case studies that talk about your program, but ideally you should have a case study in your back pocket that talks about having a call with you if you want more people to convert on calls in your talks. Okay, so those are the three mistakes and solutions I see. If you got value, go ahead and put what you got. What was the biggest like insight that you got below, and yeah, comment